Aaron Rodgers, obviously, man, that you know very, very well. You were with him in Tahoe. Tahoe was the place in which he sat down with the Pardon My Take boys. And obviously, we are big fans of Pardon My Take. They have done a lot of great things for the internet for a long time out of Barstool Sports. Aaron sat down and said, you make a big deal out of it. Say, I missed 2 OTAs. Okay? Basically said, bunch of bullshit, pretty much. This is not real. He was at everything else, missed 2 that are the same as pretty much everything else that happened. These ones are just labeled different, marketed different, and they are expected to be treated a little bit different is kind of how everybody views it. He obviously had a trip. I believe it has come out to Egypt that he had planned, I assume, way in advance. And once again, our understanding of the situation, mine, and I have not talked directly, is that the Jets knew this was going to happen, and then he shows up at 100% of the voluntary stuff, all in, 100% of, like, let's say there's 30 of them altogether. He shows up at like 28 of these things. And then the last 2, hey, just like we talked about a couple months ago, I'm not going to be able to make. Some teams have just canceled those 2. Mm-hmm. If, like, certain people can't make it. Okay, if we have
paintball, sometimes team building, paintball situation, yeah.
Kickball, I've seen kickball. Concert, I've seen like people have like a team chemistry building event happens because we've had 100% attendance throughout the rest of it. So now, hey, we can either cancel this, we can shorten this, we can send guys home like the Packers actually did this year after this whole thing took place. But then it became a big story. Aaron finally addressed it. How do you feel about his addressing of it? And what do you think he meant to say in the long run? And did you hear what Maziano had to say about it all on Get Up this morning?
I heard a couple other reactions. I did not hear what Maz had to say.
Oh, we have it.
Pretty upset?
Yeah, we have it with Maziano, noted successful person who has accomplished a lot of things. Dan Maziano, this is what he had to say.
Oh, and it was an Aaron thing, which is the thing. Oh. Look, it's not a big deal. If he's healthy and he plays well and they win games, no one's going to remember that he missed minicamp.
Right.
The problem is, ever since Aaron Rodgers got to the Jets, he's taken 4 snaps.
Right.
And he's given 4 billion interviews, and he hasn't made any sense in any of them.
Oh.
So, like, the problem is it's just one more Aaron Rodgers thing. Like, would you not love to fast forward to the first week of September and get him on the field and play the game?
Yes.
And so the story is not about what he's saying or whether he's in Egypt or anything like that. That's the problem, is we're still stuck where we are over a year ago with Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. We need to see something in the form of football.
Yeah, and we can go check Maziano's record of saying things that make sense or turn out to be true or right. We just go back like 4 years and see how everybody on that particular set talked about a man who never responded for himself ever, by the way, never. Now is kind of trying to answer for himself and get the real reasons of what's taking place, even though for 16 years, 15 years, didn't say anything to anybody, as narratives and stories and things were thrown at him in a massive way, pipe bombs thrown at him. He just sat there, took it, kept it moving. Now he responds, he answers. He's not making sense in any. Shut up, Maziano, okay? But with Aaron talking about this, do you think he did more to move past it, or do you think he started more stuff because of the situation and how he answered and responded about where he was and how he views it?
I mean, I think maybe he started a little bit more of a conversation for a day or two, but that's how everything goes right now. Once camp opens up and everything kind of happens and we get to see them on the field, this stuff goes by the wayside. And Maz is right about the fact that, you need to win. But, if you win games, none of this matters. We know that. You can do and say whatever you want. If you win, things are all good. But to say that, like, Aaron's never made any sense in anything he is saying. Like, it's like a personal shot and shows us how you feel about the dude, which we get it, but we're trying to stick to or figure out how this affects the team. But man, that's the thing. I think with Aaron, though, he's old enough, he's played long enough. He doesn't care. He's not giving you cliches, and he says that. And if you don't want athletes to give cliche, dumb coach answers, then, don't get too upset when you actually hear their real opinion.
Yeah, and if he was a rookie or something, and he played 4 snaps and he's doing a bunch of interviews.
We've seen what he can. He's got a pretty good resume and track record we can go back and look at. Maybe not in New York yet because he had a tragic Achilles tear, but I mean, everything else, I think we know what he has done.
Yeah, he's a Mount Rushmore player in the history of our league. I don't even know if you're a Mount Rushmore of Mazianos. I haven't looked into it enough. I have no idea. So just, that entire situation is certainly something. But like Greeny asking Herm Edwards and talking, because they're Jets people obviously being like, does this mean anything? Herm Edwards like, this means nothing. We are all good. We will move along. I think that's the case. And a spiteful Aaron Rodgers, has always produced. And he's about love, certainly. But all the people that are in those Mount Rushmores, Maz, once again, you would have no idea, other than, I guess Greeny hangs around Greeny, so he is around a Mount Rushmore person at least once in a while. But like those people, boom, they stack. Like what Maz said right there is just getting clipped, put into a bowl, and Aaron is just doing this with that Maziano guy. And I guess that's maybe what he was trying to do. He's not the only one. You put him in a Super Bowl.
Yes.
Boston Connor put the Jets in the Super Bowl this upcoming season.
And that's exactly why. Because, there are so many big, little, dumb dipshits like Maz. And I feel like that is why, they talk about the New York media being such a negative. And with Rodgers, you can kind of view it the exact opposite. Like, all those media people who share that stance in New York is multiplied 10x because there are so many of them. So you can multiply those chips 10x. And you know what Aaron does when he gets like this, or when people talk about him like this, rather, he goes out and he performs even better. And now, he's on a team that has completely loaded up in the offseason with Mike Williams, whole new offensive line. Obviously, Garrett Wilson's still there. You have to feel really good if you're a Jets fan because of the way people are talking about Rodgers throughout this offseason.
I'm pumped. I'm pumped to see it.